So I remember years ago when my children, each one of them received their chumash, there was a chumash play, as with all schools. And each chumash play ended up being the same one as the other. It was all based on the medrash that's on our parsha, which is the medrash that explains that when Hashem gave the Torah to the Jewish people, before he did so, he went to the other nations and offered the Torah to them. And so, as an example, he went to the Bnei Esav, he went to the children of Esav, and he said to them, "Do you want to accept my Torah?" And they responded and said, "Well, what's inside?" And he said, "Lo sirtzach, you can't kill." So they said, "Well, we earn our living by killing, we can't do that." So they rejected the Torah, and then he went to the other nations. And each nation, what Hashem quoted as far as what is in the Torah was really something that was against their very nature. So the Chidushi Harim asks a question and says, when Hashem came to the Jewish people, they said, "Na'aseh v'nishma." They said, "God, we don't need to know what's inside. We just accept it." So he said, well, the other nations could really have a taina, could really say to Hashem, that's not fair. You didn't challenge the Jewish people with something that was against their nature. And had you challenged them, maybe they would have rejected the Torah too. So he explains as follows. He says, because of that, Hashem did something at Mamad Har Sinai, at the gathering of Har Sinai, when he was about to give the Jewish people the Torah. He did something that was against their very nature, in order that the nations of the world not have a taina against Hashem, against the Jewish people. And what was that? The pasuk says, "V'higbalta es ha'am saviv lemor," that Moshe told the people that there had to be a boundary. Hashem said there has to be a boundary. Vigbalta, from the word gavul. A boundary is placed at the foot of Har Sinai that the people couldn't come past it. So you say, what does that have to do with the nature of the Jewish people? So the Chidush Harim explains that we are a people that are always looking for more. We're always looking to understand on a deeper level. We're always looking to grasp knowledge. And we're being doresh, we're seeking further and further, deeper understanding of things. And here, Hashem introduced and said, when it comes to even our spirituality, even coming close to Hashem, here Hashem established that there has to be a gavul, there has to be a limit. And we actually see this as well when Moshe was trying to understand the ways of Hashem on Har Sinai, when he said to Hashem, show me why the world is the way it is, why certain things seem so unjust. If you are so just, Hashem said there's a limit, there's a boundary as to how much you can understand, Moshe. You're a mortal human being. You can't really that deeply understand the divine. And that was the boundary, the concept of a boundary, which was set up for the Bnei Yisrael, represented that which was against the teva of a Jew, that which was against the nature of a Jew, where we just keep on trying to push and understand. Yet we take from here that boundaries are so incredibly critical. And in our own personal lives, without boundary, we can't succeed. Without boundaries, we could be just eaten up. Without boundaries, we're not able to be successful in the relationships that we encounter, that we engage in on a regular basis. There may be moments that we wish to pull down the boundaries that we have established and become a little bit closer and a little bit deeply intimate. But without the boundaries there, then there really is no sense of self. And that's whether that's on a national level for the Jewish people, or it's even on an individual level when it comes to whatever it is that we engage with in relationships that have to do with family members, relationships that are even a very deeply intimate relationship, very close relationship, or even friends. If we don't establish boundaries, ultimately it won't be successful and may even lead to us being hurt. So may we learn the lesson of the teva, the nature of the Jewish people, and understand and establish boundaries in our lives so that we can continue to be successful in all that we do. Wishing everyone a good Shabbos.